Good morning and welcome back to Jody Lewis Creations. I had already started working on this and I thought, oh, I better film in case you haven't done this or maybe you haven't tried it before. And let me explain what this is. This is my Distress Mica Stain in the tea lot color. And I have my spray box on my workstation, so I do apologize. It's a little difficult to see what's going on. I thought I had a coffee dyed, this is a CD envelope, and I thought I had some coffee dyed, but I don't. And I have an idea. So I woke up with an idea. We'll see if it comes to fruition. But, so I've sprayed it with the mica stain, and then I've just taken some water and sprayed over it, and it has, you know, really spread out nicely. It looks really nice. You know, you can, if you want it to move more, you can get it to move more. It's up to you. You cannot heat tool these envelopes because the plastic will shrink. So I just have here a dry napkin, and I'm gonna blot up the worst of that. I'm not worried about it because it's on that plastic. So once this does dry, I can just take a baby wipe to it and get the rest of that off of that envelope. So I'm gonna flip this over, okay? And see, we're pooling here, and I'm not too worried about that. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun though. Can you see all that shimmery yumminess from that mica spray? Oh, I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love the mica sprays. Okay, so since I hadn't done this side, I thought I would just show you, and this is very difficult and awkward because I'm holding my box at an angle with my left hand and using my right hand to spray, but otherwise you guys can't see in my box very well. So I'm just covering that with some mica spray, and not a ton, I mean not a ton. And then I'm just coming back in with my hairspray bottles because it's more of a mist, and I'm like, well, that's got good color, but let's just add a little bit more for depth of color, okay? Just a little more. Now, I'm spraying that good. That corner needs just a little more, so let's see if we can mop some up. There we go. Now, I'm gonna set this aside to dry, because it's like really saturated and delicate. So I have a spare piece of mica here. I'm just gonna lay it aside. Now I'm all green. Okay, so that's set aside to dry, and I'm all green like Oscar the Grouch. I have to go take my car to the mechanic this morning, and they're gonna be like, oh, what have you been doing? Okay, so always wipe your mica spray nozzles. Okay, you don't want that mica to get on there and dry and clog. If you've watched me, you know that I kind of harp on that, but our products are not inexpensive, so we want to make sure that we take care of them. Now this, I don't typically do, but I'm going to pull this out, and I'm going to see what we can do with it. Because that's a lot, I mean, you do know I like to have the spray on my parchment because then I can pull that and use that, which is totally fine. I'm gonna do that, but let's see, what did I do with it? Piece of paper here. And of course we can use music paper, we can use whatever, but I'm just gonna use a piece of plain white paper, and I think this feels like it's probably 28-pound paper maybe. And I know I took my spray box out, so I gotta be careful. I don't want this everywhere. What did I just do with my, there it is, okay. Okay, so we're gonna spray this with water. And I'm just gonna spray this with some water, just because I want that to move. This is not watercolor paper, it's just paper. Okay, so I hope everybody's doing well today. Good morning, and this will be video 4. So I'm not oh, that's pretty. Look at that, guys. Look how pretty that is. I'm not sure when I'm gonna schedule this to air because the videos have to run through the end of the month, and if I get this done and then I don't have videos, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So we'll see how that plays out. But anyway, I have to still do the journal for you, Bernice. I know the Reader's Digest will be the next video in the journal cover series. So I think I'm gonna leave that because I think if I take some ink over that, just in those white areas, that's gonna give us some really pretty shimmery pieces to work with. And yeah, So anyway, Bernice, I know I got to go up in the attic and look at my Reader's Digest, because like I said, the one with the rose colored cover, I have been saving for a specific project that I don't know when I'll ever get to, but I do love that cover. But I think I have one up there. I don't know, how to look, because I tend to pick them up. I know I've got one that's cardinals on the cover that my friend gave me for a gift because I'm saving for a cardinal journal, but I'm not going to use that for the demonstration because I do have a specific purpose for it. All right, we're going to set that aside. We're also going to let this dry. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Okay. So my idea is that the CD cover is going to go on that red flap. Let me get this off my hands before I pick up that base and wipe up here. Okay. All right. I just don't want to get that green mica where we don't want it, because that would be sad, wouldn't it? All right. So let's see where we are. So I have a couple of ideas rolling around in my head for this journal, and I'm like, oh, so many ideas, so little space, and so little time. All right, so what I'm thinking is that CD case is going to be here, and it's going to flip down, and we're going to tuck something in it, but when it's flipped up, it's going to be decorated, and it'll be embellished and just kind of be a little bit of an art piece here. I think I may move it to somewhere else, but I'm not sure right now. So we're going to let that piece dry, and we are going to find hang on, I have to find them. I moved them. Well, that took entirely too long to find those, so that tells me, you know what time it is? It's time to clean up. So I gotta have a mess everywhere. And my mother-in-law is coming next week, so I do have to take time to clean up. Okay, so these are the journaling cards that came in a pack with this collection, and I absolutely love them. And so I will use some in some pockets or whatever, but I love this, and I really wanted to make this almost like a photo panel. I don't think it'll be a tuck. I just want to decorate it. And I love the poinsettias. I love them so much. And hopefully, yeah, you can see. And then the Santa, which I also love. And then I thought we have these die cuts, and I'm going to put these in a bin and see what we have, because I want to build up around this. So when we open this panel, it's like, oh, just a pretty piece of work here. And without adding too much bulk. So I'm not sure which one of these I'm going to use. So I'm going to think about it, and I'm going to kind of dig through these and see what we have. And what does this say it's called? It's called the Ephemera Assortment, number 48 assorted pieces. And again, this is the Let It Snow collection that I'm working with from Graphic 45. And there's the back picture. Hopefully you can see that. It's got all these great little bits with it. And oh, it's got some little birds. And so I'm gonna dump this out and see what we have in here to work with. But these cards, I know I've kind of talked about these in a previous video, and I do want to use the bunny somewhere. I absolutely love the bunny, but I thought he was too little to go there. So there is that. But I am gonna use that bunny somewhere. All right, so I'm gonna think about this. I've gotta go take the car to the mechanic, and then I will be back. In the meantime, episode number 3 will be uploading, because I finished that one yesterday, and then see where we are going with this. I still don't know exactly how I'm going to embellish everything. I have to come up with a plan to, oh, I know what I will use to fix these. I have to play with that. My friend sent me a sample of some like antique looking tape, and I think that would be a perfect, because this is brittle, I think that would be a really perfect way to fix that. So I have to find that, and then I also want to work on this, and it looks like I need to get in here a little bit more with my ink. So a few things I'll do, and then when I come back, we will work on this page. Hopefully the CD case will be dry. We can work on this and then see where we are with time. I haven't made any progress other than taking the car to the mechanic and swapping laundry. So I'm trying to wash the guest bed sheets. And I have a wedding dress on my dining room table that I'm trying to cut up. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to do too many things at once. But I'm going through these little die cuts and I'm like, oh my word. Every one I pull out, I'm like, oh my gosh, like they are so cool. They're intricate and delicate. Like, look at this clock. It is so cool. In this bear, I'm like, oh, he needs brads in the holes and oh, so cool. But anyway, so I haven't decided what I'm gonna do yet. Honestly, I'm just oohing and eyeing over all these pieces. Like, look at that. This is the first time I've had the ephemera assortment with one of these. I'm not sure if this came with the mermaid collection that I bought, but anyway, this is the first. Regardless, I haven't even used that pack yet, but these are so fun. Like, oh my gosh, like make that a paper clip with like a dangle off there. Oh, so much fun. Anyway, not that you guys want, oh, that's double-sided, so I could use him either way. Oh, very smart, Graphic 45, very smart. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of keep going through here. I haven't even decided on, oh, there's another one to be used with a brad. Wouldn't that be way cool? Oh, anyway, so I'm gonna keep oohing and eyeing over these. Oh my gosh, look at the bunnies. Look at those bunnies. And still gonna try to figure out what I'm doing. My pieces are almost dry. The green piece is almost dry. So I'm gonna get that kind of figured out as well. So oh, that's gonna be cool. Oh, if we could do some ribbon through there. Oh yeah. Okay. Lots and lots of ideas with these. I mean, truly, I say this, you are truly only limited by your own imagination. Like I said, I've never had these ephemera pack, and I know I keep saying that, but like really, this is really fun to work with, and I don't know that I would ever not get them now. And they're not super bulky. They're not like the chipboard pieces, which are really thick. These are just ephemera pieces that are a great, they're not going to add a lot of bulk to your piece. So that's really nice. I know I did, let's see, with the Alice in Wonderland, you know, I had the chipboard pieces that went with that. It was a different, what was that, Stamperia? And but the chipboard pieces were so thick, I really didn't use I haven't finished that journal. Anyway, it would add so much bulk to my page that I really struggled with using those, but these are not. Oh, that says love. Oh, that little bird. Look at that tiny little bird. Anyway, so I'm not worried about these adding a lot of bulk. These are going to be really great to work with. They're going to be really nice embellishment pieces, so it's going to give us a lot of options. So I just wanted to pop on. I was so excited, and I wanted to share with you. You maybe didn't want to see all those pieces, but they're in there. So I just wanted to show you what the collection has. Okay, back to my thoughts. Okay. So I know I was just talking about bulk and keeping it not so bulky, and then I went this direction. It's not glued down. I figured we would just chat and I would glue while we chat. These are the Anna Griffin pieces, and I'm just in love with them. I do want to take just a little bit of ink around the edges of them just to make sure that white isn't showing. This is the card I chose to go with. And I took some of the silver gilding wax around the edge there. I hope you could see that. And then, you know me with this glacier paste. Oh my gosh, I think I would put this on almost everything. So I got this red color, which is called Hot Red, H-A-U-T-E, red. And then the golden era, the gold. And so I just did like on the poinsettia. I didn't go around. I was going to, and then I thought, well, that might be a little too much. Although what's too much, right? When you're blinging stuff out. But oh, and I have this piece of glittery tulle. I hope you can see that. I don't know where I got this, and I think that my roll is getting low, and so I'm gonna have to figure out where I got that so I can get some more. I am using my 3-in-1 on this. I really want to make sure that tulle holds, so I'm gonna go around this with my 3-in-1. Okay, so some things I've been considering. I have mentioned previously, I don't know if it was this video or the last video, but regardless, I've mentioned previously how brittle the pages of this book are, and I'm doing damage just by working in it, which is, I don't want to damage the book, so that's kind of making me sad, but I mean, it's the nature of the book being the age that it is. I mean, it's old. I mean, if you missed that in the first video, it's a 1949, I want to say. I'm not, I'll have to look, but anyway, it's just, it's, you know, it's aged. So, I do want to be mindful of that. So I was asking I told you guys, you know, phone a friend if you have questions or you get stuck on something. I phone a friend and I said, hey, this is happening. What do I do? And so she suggested, like coffee filter, neutral colored coffee filter, natural color, whatever you want to call it. And so I have to find those and then just take some time and go along my edges. I do think I may actually use the parchment paper because I know parchment paper will blend in and disappear. So we'll see. I'm not sure. I really don't know. Oh, I have to make sure that's gonna stick through that. It should hold it all down. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna, I just wanted to make sure that that squished through that tool and it's gonna hold. Okay, so anyway, that is going to be a little time consuming. I am certainly not going to do that on film. You guys would definitely be going to sleep if I did, but I do have to protect the edges of these pages. I don't want it to be getting damaged any further. I did go through the embellishments for this, you know, the little die cuts I was super excited about. Hi. Sorry about that. Mark came in needing a cereal box. I don't know where I was saying. Oh, I know I was going to use these, but I did want a little bit more dimension off this. These are the Anna Griffin pieces, and I wanted to, did I get enough glue on that? I wanted to have just a little dimension on this page, and I like how this holly is tying into this page, and I didn't have holly bits in this that were green, so I just wanted to kind of pull that over so the two pages kind of tie together. I'm gonna let this get dried. I do want to make sure these are down because I'm a little concerned that these are gonna catch. What was I saying? I have no idea. So hopefully I picked up my thought in the middle of it. I apologize. He is so good about not interrupting me if he hears me talking. But he just got back from our son's car as having some issues, so he's been trying to help him get it fixed. And so anyway, he needed a piece of cereal box for I don't know what. Anyway, so that page, I like it. And so that's not a pocket. As you can see, I didn't do that as a pocket. I just wanted that to be like a picture. So see, I like that there's already the silver glitter on the holly leaves, and I think that ties into the glacier paste that I used in the gilding wax and the glittery background. And I think that's just gonna be, that's gonna be like a surprise. So when we do open this, right, let's see. Oh, all right, so we're gonna be opening it, we're gonna work in it, and it's gonna be like, surprise, a little bit of bling. Okay, I know I'm being silly. So, oh, interesting. See this little K right here? I hope you could see that in the corner. Okay, see that K? I was watching a how to age your little golden books, right? And the lady said, by the way, this is 1949. This is the first time you're seeing the video. The woman says, you know, it's harder on the little golden books to tell what edition they are because they didn't necessarily put all the different copyright dates and stuff in them, I guess. I hope I'm saying this correctly. But under here, their letter of the alphabet. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. So this is the 11th print of this book, which I think is kind of an interesting thing. So it's not a first edition, even though it is very old, not first edition. So I think it's really interesting that somebody had sent me that video before when I was working on, you know, Little Golden Book series, and she had said, hey, I thought you would think this was interesting, which of course I did. And anyway, so I have not actually seen the letter in there, so that's the first time, and I don't know why it just now dawned on me that that's what that was. but it literally just dawned on me, and I thought I would share that little tidbit of information. And since I have you on here, in case your books are falling apart, I just tore a little piece of parchment paper, and this is natural colored, so I just want to see on this back page here, since there's no image that it's gonna be hopefully impeding, I can get it over here far enough. That's a little not far enough, but we'll make it work. I'll get it in there. Okay, so now I've repaired that without it being I mean, it's obvious. It's there. It's a repair, right? But it hopefully will keep that from tearing too much. And I think see, there's another little one right there. And so my friend said just to go along all these edges with coffee filter or whatever, which I'm going to have to do. But since this is already damaged, I want it to be kind of a preemptive strike there, a preemptive support. Yeah, it's really going to take me some time. So that's something I'm going to have to focus on. Maybe later today I'll do that. But I just wanted to share that with you since it was fresh in my mind and I had the parchment here. And I can cut strips of that. I have coffee filter too, but I don't know if that's going to disappear because it's not super coffee dyed. So decisions, right? Okay, so here's this one. Now what I was thinking of on this page is this dry? It's mostly dry. It still needs a little bit of time to dry, so I have to go do the dishwasher and then hopefully it'll finish drying. But I was thinking of having this as some sort of a flip here. And if we do something, you know, we could, I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. Oh, that would be kind of cool in the middle, wouldn't it? Anyway, so I'm not exactly sure yet what I'm going to do with this, but this is just kind of along the lines of what I was thinking. And I do think I will embellish this somehow, but not in such a way that whichever way this flips, I mean, it could even flip out, you know, this way, and we could come in from the side with our piece. Then when this opens up, we could use, like, not necessarily this one, but a cut apart here. So when you open, but it can't be too big to impede whatever we're going to put in that pocket. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to let this dry a little bit more. It's just a little too soft, I think, yet to be working with. So give that a few more minutes and I'll be back. So I decided that using this on this panel just wasn't going to work for me. Mentally, it just wasn't saying yes. However, here it's being like, okay, I kind of like it here. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna let the flap flip over. So that means I'm going to have to stabilize, you know, and strengthen this, okay? So that way it can flip up, right, and be interactive. And I need to put a thumb notch in here, but not get into that. But anyway, so this is gonna go here. I just like it here. And the music paper is glued to the back of the envelope, not the front, the back. Do not use glue stick. I clearly wasn't thinking, and I used glue stick, and it really, really, really made it hard for me. So make sure you use a wet glue, and that allows you to finagle that music paper in there, because I mean, you glue it and you're sliding it in there and you're trying to get it smooth and get it in the corners and make sure you're not going to impede your journaling card or whatever you're putting in there. And it's a little bit crooked, but I'm going to notice that, but I don't want to toss the entire pocket. So I got to figure out how I'm going to overcome that, or just be happy with the fact that it's crooked, but it's probably going to drive me crazy. So anyway, but I like that there, just a little pop of green against that background. I think it's a nice pop of color with the shimmer. And then on this page, I was thinking maybe I would do some pockets on this side so we can put some tags and stuff in. I'm not sure. I do like this sheet of music. I like the title, The Holly and Ivy, because it goes with this. There's the holly, you know, all along the edges. I also thought I could do this and do like a crisscross pocket in here and use it. So I'm not sure. So video 3 is uploading right now, and I am going to apologize because I think it might be missing a segment. I haven't been able to watch it, but it's already about done uploading to YouTube, and I'm not going to delete it and start all over again. If you're new to my channel, I'll tell you that the reason I try to keep my videos to about 30 minutes is because it takes forever for them to upload. And I do mean forever. If I go over 30 minutes, it can take up to 2 hours for one to upload. So just bear with me. So if I did make that mistake in that video, I do apologize. If something is disconnected or disjointed, I will try to edit the description once it's up and I can actually watch the whole video. I don't typically watch before I post because it does take so long to upload. I watch after the fact and I say, oh, maybe I should have listened to that and corrected what I said or made a note, but it's how I roll. So I hope that you'll give me some grace and understand. It's just a technical thing, and I don't know if it's our internet. I don't know what it is, but anyway, there is that. So I'm going to go ahead and end this here. This will be the end of part 4, and I appreciate, once again, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for all the kind comments and the wonderful support that you're giving me. I really appreciate it. Like I said, this is something I haven't done before, so I'm really winging it as I go through this and trying to decide what to do and the best way to go with it. But this, like I said, will be episode 4, and then I'm going to work on this some without filming the whole thing, because I mean, you don't need to see me cover, you know, the back of a gift card or something that needs to be covered. I mean, I can tell you what I did, like this. I'm going to cover the back of this because that's not something I want to look at, and make some decisions that way off camera. But when I decide what I'm going to do here, and I decide, you know, what I'm going to do here, certainly I'm going to share that with you. And as we embellish or we're adding pockets and stuff, of course some of that's going to be filmed, but not every single thing will be. I just think that that would be tedious for you, and I think that you would be like, oh my gosh, come on lady, and get it over with. So anyway, they're like this. I've got these 2 envelopes here, and I don't know where to put them, and I have fussed with them multiple times, and you don't need to see that. I don't know if I'm going to attach them to a page or just put them in a pocket, but they're really cool. This is from 1961, and this one is from 1980, which to me doesn't sound like it should be vintage, but it is. So anyway, and I need to make some ephemera pieces too. So some of that we'll do on film together. Some we won't. Some will be like, this is what I'm going to do, and when I come back, I'll tell you what I did, kind of similar to how I did this page. Like I kind of gave you the premise of what I was thinking and then came back and said, okay, this is what I decided on. Because, you know, I fiddled with a lot of different pieces of ephemera before I settled on that, and I just don't think that I don't know, maybe I'm wrong and maybe some of you want to see that, but to me, I just don't know that that's something that you want to see. So anyway, that's that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Again, thank you for joining me. If you do like the content, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and if you really want to, hit that notification bell so that when I do put new content up, you see that. Okay, well, have a great day. I'll see you later. Bye.